What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rimi and Angelica, our YouTube channel. We just got mocha. For those of you that are new here, my name is Angelica, and I am an intuitive medium, and this is Rimi.
I'm a shamanic practitioner.
And we're married. Our baby's in the back seat. We're heading out. Our whole intention with this YouTube channel was, one, just like a creative outlet for ourselves, and two, to really show who we are, like behind the scenes, behind the work that we do, and just practices and just our everyday life kind of a thing. So today, as most of you guys know, whoever is returning back, we have been in the process. You saying hi to Violet? Oh, she's quiet. We have been in the process of deciding and trying to find our van. So we're trying to find a Sprinter van built out where the three of us and our dog Beatrice can go out and travel around the country. So honey, why don't you tell them where we're going today?
So we've been looking at a lot of online places that build out camper vans, and the range between affordable and I'm basically buying a house on wheels is all over the place. So far, VanWorks has been the only spot that is like you get the best bang for your buck. You get all this amazing stuff in the van. You get to choose. The only downside, that's not really a downside, is they make it affordable by only giving you 2 layouts, and then that's it. You can choose the different vans, and then they build it out for you. But then we started looking at RVs, trailers. Obviously, we don't want a toy hauler or something that we have to connect, because that kind of defeats the purpose of being able to go out into nature, off-roading. And so we're going to an RV place now to see what they have, because some of the bigger companies decided to get into the game of pimping out little vans. And so we wanted to just kind of get a feel for it. So we've been really set on the Sprinter van. Like I said, we've been looking at VanWorks now for I don't even know how many months. Since January.
Forever. We honestly love all of their stuff, but then we really started to consider other options because of just time frame, finances, things like that. And we're trying to figure out like what's most comfortable, because we do have Violet, our daughter, who's 18 months, and we might have another baby soon on the way. So we want to make sure we have enough space, but we also do want to be able to go like off-roading, off-grid for, a certain length of time. So we're kind of going today to just see how we feel inside of other RVs and other like options, and even different like vans too. We were really set on the Sprinter van, but I think they have like Fords, right? Transit?
No, they have the ProMaster Dodge.
Oh, they have okay, so they have the Dodge. So like I said, we're just going to see how we feel. We're going to see, intuitively, like what really comes up and what we're really drawn to. And then I feel like we'll even, be able to narrow down even more of like what we're really looking for as we keep moving forward. Yeah. You want to say something else?
VanWorks is still number one, but like she said, we want to go experience. We want to see. We can't travel to Colorado right now to like check out their van. So we're finding local places and kind of just seeing what's up. Yeah.
So that's where we're at. And 2 blue herons just flew over us. Here you go.
Nothing else for both of us. Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can see that. So blue heron actually it's a beautiful medicine. It can be pretty deep though, because they are a bird, so it's air, but also water, because they hang out in the water.
They hunt.
So it can be a lot of emotional stuff. So the fact that 2 blue herons just flew over the car, could be a message about us really trying to find some solace and some time to reflect inward. Like I said, blue heron, I remember when we learned it from your dad, I think the way that he says it is like inner reflection to figure out or to sit with, to see like what part of your heart or your soul isn't fully fulfilled. Like if there's something missing or something that you're not listening to within yourself. Is that wrong?
No, you're right.
Oh, I thought I was saying it wrong.
The mailman.
Oh, the mailman. The mailman was on the corner. So that was a message for both of us. So we'll kind of sit with that and we'll see what else comes. On another note, we went and stopped at Mocha, and
you said that already.
I know we did, but I'm sharing a little bit more of that. It's been a tough month for us. Would you not agree, honey?
Yes. Would you like to tell them why?
we've talked a little bit about it. We had an unexpected loss in our family that's been just really heartbreaking, and we have another loss coming that's happening in process of for the past week or so. This tree is huge up here. Very much squirrel energy right now, but why I'm saying that is because we have been trying to do as much as we can to bring little moments of joy and presence into our day-to-day, because it has been really, really filled. So we went to Mocha, we got some coffee to kind of liven our spirits a little bit, because we love going there. And like I said, we're going to go look at RVs just to kind of cheer up, but also to lift our spirits as well. Anything else, honey?
No, and then we're going to run errands.
Yeah, which we love doing too. So again, we're just kind of taking the day to like bring a little bit more joy into our experience.
All right, we've arrived at the RV place. We're going to go in, and she's nervous. She's never done this before. No. I haven't either, but they have all the stuff like out. So we're going to go in and come back out and try to look at some models.
How long have you guys been over here? Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We used to live like literally across the street, and we're like, wait.
Oh, okay. Where do you guys live now?
We're in Elburn now.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, so this one has kind of a unique floor plan if you want to take a look inside. So this has 2 twin beds. However, there is an insert so you can make that into one big bed there. And then in the back here, so this is what they call a wet bath. So you have the shower curtain that goes around. For people that like to multitask, you can sit on the toilet, take a shower, brush your teeth all at the same time. There is a flip down sink here.
Okay.
And then you just have the one hookup here, which is a extendable sprayer nozzle.
Oh. I'm going to check the inside. Ooh, it's cozy.
This is cute.
Yeah.
There's the microwave, there's the fridge.
Now, these are very popular just because of the ease of driving.
Yeah.
It's like driving an oversized van.
It's really cool.
And, even though it's smaller, they still give you all the same features that you get in the larger ones.
Oh my god, there's a TV in here.
What's that? Question is the battery.
Now this is going to be laid out a little bit differently because this is a Murphy bed.
Okay.
So the sofa folds down, the mattress folds down over top of it. You still have the sleeping up top here.
Okay.
Okay. And then this is a little bit shorter than the last one that you're in. Your bathroom is going to be all across the rear. This is a fold-up table right here. So that would be your dining area. And it makes noise. Once again, the front seats. We had several of these. This is going to be a non-slide. So the good thing about this is cushions go flat across. This makes a good bed.
All right, so we just finished up a little bit ago at the RV spot, and we ran a couple more errands, and the baby needs to go down for a nap. So we're heading home, but we wanted to share with you what we thought about the RV spot because it was so informative, and the guy was so nice that I think we're probably going to go back there. I think he said that there's trade-ins that are coming in later on in the month of like 2 trade-ins, like used RVs that I think we'll probably go and check out as well. The ones that we did look at today are new. We did look at the Coachman, which is a Ram, you said?
Ram ProMaster.
It's a Ram ProMaster, which we haven't really looked at just because it's a smaller model compared to the Sprinter 170 that we've been looking at. We really, really liked it. Rimi actually was even convinced about the pop tent on the roof of it, which I always like. He never liked before. And you liked it, right?
Yeah, it actually was really cozy up there, and it brings up a solid point because Angelica wanted one, and I was like, nah, but being there and seeing it, because the first thing I asked about, I'm like, what's the weight capacity here? Because I'm a very large man, I am very dense. I'm a dense man, I have a lot of weight to me. And he said it's written there, but he said it was like around 350 pounds. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect. But that also means like when Violet gets older that she could potentially sleep up there if she wants, or her and Angelica can sleep up there if they want, or if we have another child then they could both sleep up there. That way we have more space inside the van, but when it comes to sleeping we just pop that open and they go up there. So and again, like we said, we went in there to really experience it, and that's our biggest takeaway because it was extremely informative in that sense.
Yeah, and the guy was super knowledgeable. But one thing that we did realize is we started to look at, I think they're Class B, right? The RVs, Class B.
Yes.
So that would probably be like the biggest that we would want. Violet is talking to. I think the Class B would be the biggest that we would go if we did go the RV route. We just recently started to like toy with that idea because we're just looking at availability, kind of like we said earlier, availability, cost, things like that. And we looked at the one that you saw earlier, the Asada, and I was personally sold on it. I was ready to like sign, seal, deliver on that one because I can't believe how much more space is in there. But then something that we're really talking about is like if we, when we do have another baby, plus the 4 of us and the dog, like having more space is kind of nice. So we're still trying to figure out like if it's quality or if it's like kind of cheaply made, because Rimi was looking at like a couple that we looked at, the Winnebagos looked pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, the tables were like thin fucking styrofoam plastic.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it just wasn't really well made. The Asada one felt great inside. I think it was more of like a luxury one, but the price point is still significantly less than us doing a build out in the Sprinter van, which is just crazy. Like, it's a big chunk less.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think it's a big chunk less because they're using more affordable materials.
Well, he was saying how like when these companies like Winnebago or whatever make them, when they're buying air conditioners, they're buying like 10,000 air conditioners to make all the different models, and that allows like the cost to be a little bit more of a reasonable price because they're buying it in bulk, you know. So when then they're making these RVs, it's a little more cost effective. I'm pretty much sold on the Asada. I'm trying to get him on board.
Yeah.
I know. I see there's a big bird of prey up above here.
That's a reptile.
I think it's a big hawk. So we're gonna look into like the build and the materials and see if it's like really quality, and just like look up reviews to see if the Asada, like the material that they're building it with, if it's gonna last us.
Yeah.
The other thing that the gentleman brought up is like, you know, as the kids grow up, like the Asada or like the RV style, I feel like might be a little bit more realistic for us versus the Sprinter van. I think if it was just Rimi and I, the Sprinter van would be like a no-brainer, but having a little bit more space while we're like off-grid just seems really nice. So.
And then I want to really make a DIY earth roamer, which is just like a Ford 550 with a huge box on it, and then you basically build a little apartment in that box.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're discussing. We're open to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we're discussing it. I like the Asada. So that's what we have there. I think we're trying to find a local place in the area that does have a Mercedes Sprinter 170 built out in any capacity, just so we can go and like check it out and see how we feel in it. So I think that's going to be the next step, and then we're going to really like weigh our options and see.
Because the first one that we went to see was cool, but he crammed so much in it that there wasn't like a lot of wiggle room, you know?
Yeah, it was kind of like because that was the one with the bunk beds and stuff. So yeah, we're trying to see if we can find one so we can kind of compare and see how we feel in it, because now being in it, the RV seemed really, really nice. So, and in the Asada, we still have the flexibility of being off-grid, not having to be plugged in anywhere. It had solar, right?
Yeah, that one did have solar.
It had solar, it has all that stuff. So, so we'll see. That's where we're at. All right, you guys, day 2 of looking at RVs and vans. We had a blast yesterday, but it was a really long day. So we're just gonna go in and see what they have. They actually do have Sprinter vans here, you said, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're actually gonna be able to look at a Sprinter van that's built out and then just kind of see what else they offer. So let's go in.